Hi Capricorn. So I know it's taken forever. What have I been doing? What are you doing? Oh, well, the readings that are a little bit deeper, it just worked out well that they're coming in later in the sequence, just because, like you might have seen from the Sagittarius reading yesterday that it was pretty heavy, and people were really affected by it. And I feel like it also takes a lot out of me when I do those readings, because when I start thinking about you guys, the feelings start coming in, and then I have to kind of make sense of them, say them back to you, but also the whole way through I kind of feel it, and then when you guys write in and you tell me how it resonated and how you feel, then I feel it again. So it's an emotional process. So Capricorn, why is this particular month heavy for you? Well, it's a good heavy though for you guys. So you guys have been stuck in a relationship, stuck in a work situation, stuck in a partnership, stuck in your heads. You've been stuck, and that's okay, because sometimes Capricorns do get stuck because you are the ones with a lot of direction. So it makes sense that sometimes the one who leads the way and has the most direction kind of just falls flat and goes, what happened? Why is everything just stagnant? Why isn't anything moving? Why are things that I thought were pretty solid falling apart? Why did that friend leave? Why did that friend betray me? Why did that lover betray me? Why did my spouse not stand by me? All this sort of stuff you've been going through for the past couple of months. And this month, what I mean by a good heavy is that this month, oh, here you are. Hello, Capricorn. This month you're back. I was just going to say, this month you're back to yourself. Boom. There's your card. This month sees a renewal of a lot of things that you might have been thinking for the past few months is like really unfair. Like, why did that person treat me that way? Why did that friend lie about me? Why is my spouse being so purposefully not trying to understand what's going on with me? Why aren't people having more empathy for me, or not sympathy? I mean, Capricorns don't want sympathy. They don't need sympathy. But there is this sense of, just because I can take it, just because I'm strong and I don't need you to always feel what I feel, doesn't mean that I don't have feelings. I feel like you guys have been treated pretty unfairly the past couple of months. And of course, a lot of that was also what you were doing. So that's fine. But there was a larger sense of people being a bit callous towards you, because you can take it. Yeah, he can take it. She can take it. They're strong. She's working so much anyway, She doesn't even know, or she doesn't even mind, or, just a lot of being taken, not just for granted, but also as if you're a robot or superhuman and you don't have the same type of feelings that other people have. So it's okay to, push your feelings aside. And that's such an unfair position to be in. And I feel like Capricorns do get that a lot from people. Like the way, for example, even I would talk to you or treat you is not the way I would treat a Pisces or a Cancer. Well, no, I'm pretty hard on Pisces people, but I wouldn't treat a Cancer that way. I wouldn't treat, I wouldn't even treat a Gemini that way, because internally, at the end of the day, we are very sensitive. But I feel like I could treat you that way and it would be okay. And even I'm admitting it and saying that's unfair. Because everyone should be treated equally regardless of how they process or don't process emotion. Now, that's where we get to now. A lot of people think that Earth signs have problems processing emotions, and some Earth signs do. But I don't really feel like Capricorns have an issue with processing emotions. It's not that. You process them, and then you hold on to them. Like, hardcore hold on to them. That's where the issue comes in. It's not just, a lot of signs, they will feel something, not process it, not think it all the way through, not incorporate it into themselves, and just have it floating around in their psyche, and then it manifests as something physical, an illness, a bad relationship, whatever. With you guys, it's not like that. You will process things, sure, but your way of processing it is to go, yeah, what can we do about it? This or this? Okay, I'll do this. Moving on. right? You do it very effectively. You process it and you pick a direction and you move. So what happens when you come across an emotion like this that you can't really process? Because what emotion am I talking about? I'm talking about feeling unfairly treated, feeling emotionally left out in the cold by people. How do you process that without feeling sorry for yourself? And you guys are not going to feel sorry for yourselves. It's just not in your nature. So then you're in a quandary, because it's like, okay, I would like to process this emotion and pick a direction and go with it, but I don't really know how to without feeling sorry for myself, or without pointing the finger and saying, you were wrong or you were wrong. And Capricorns, you guys are too responsible and have too much self-respect to point the finger at other people. You just don't do it. You're like, no, my life is my responsibility. Whatever's happening in my life is because of me. I'll handle it. You would feel like you were, sinking to a lower level to put something that's going on in your life on somebody else. It's just not your way. No, I did it. So this ability to find the solution to a problem and go with it is just key to your personality. So when you can't use that trait, when that doesn't help you, then all of a sudden you get stuck. And you don't know what it's like to be stuck. You don't, Tauruses get stuck and they're like, oh, I got stuck again. You guys are like, stuck? What's stuck? Like, remember, you have the horns of a goat, but you have the speed of a fish. Fast. You pick a direction, boom, speed of a fish, you're gone. So when you can't, you're just like, what am I, in mud now? What's this? I'm used to being in the water. What is this? I don't want this. Right. You don't want it, but the only way through it is to indulge in some stuff that you aren't very comfortable with. Letting go of things, for one. Finding a way to understand that it's okay to sometimes feel this way without feeling like you're being weak or disappointing people around you or disappointing yourself. Realizing that no matter how much you are the analytical mind, no matter how much you are the one that is keyed in to the logic of everything, you still have a heart. Right? You still have feelings. But it's like people don't care when it comes to your feelings, right? I think that's why I have a lot of Capricorn clients as well, and I feel like the reason I can connect so easily with them, aside from obviously, my brothers all being Capricorns, all three of them, and then my son having a Capricorn moon, I'm just surrounded, my other male best friend who's a Muscovite, a Russian Capricorn, I think the reason I can understand it is because you guys need someone to understand when your heart hurts, but you don't know how to say my heart is hurting. You can say, oh yeah, my wife's giving me issues, she's making my life hell. She's making me try to choose between my family and her. You can say, my partner's giving me issues. She's making me try to choose between work and her or him. You can say that, but you can't say, Amber, I'm hurting. Can you help me? And you don't have to. I know you're hurting. And it's okay. Because here's the thing. Let's get away from all that. Because now it's over, okay? November sees you finally getting that recognition and that not just recognition, but the acknowledgement of, yes, you do also have feelings. Yes, your feelings have been hurt by me. This could be coming from a friend. This could be coming from a lover. This could be coming from a spouse. This could be coming from a boss or an employee. Someone in your life that keyed you into something a few months ago where you really felt like, wow, I do so much. This is what I hear from Capricorns a lot, and I've heard it the past 2 months a lot. I do so much. I do everything. I do everything I can. But it's not good enough. He wants more. She wants more. They want more. My job wants more. that feeling that you've been living with, of having your feelings trampled on, of having your efforts taken, not just, here's the weird thing, it's not that people take you for granted, they rely very heavily on you. They take for granted how hard you go for them. That's what it is. So you're left feeling like, wow, who goes hard for me like this? Kind of like the way Taurus was feeling, like, who in my life could replace me, is what Taurus is going through. You guys are kind of feeling like, when I go hard for somebody, I go. Who does that for me? All people keep doing to me is coming to me and saying, oh, I need your help again. I need you again. I need you again. And because you're strong and because you can take it, because you're not going to empty out, okay, because you're not going to bleed out, you keep taking it and you're like, yeah, cool, I'll get it done. Don't worry. I got it. I got it. I got it. But the thought starts to creep into your mind, right? Like, who's got me? Who can I go to in a snap and say, like my Russian friend, one of my best friends, I can call him in the middle of the night and say, I need this. And say, okay, I'm getting in my car. Who does he have in his life that acts like that? That's what the question has been for you guys for the past few months. And now, if you take a look here, bottom of the deck, big change. Big, huge change. And a change you deserve, okay? So, let's see here. Now, if you take a look, first of all, right at the top of the shuffle is you, okay? So we have the Empress, the Devil, the Fool. Right out of the gate. So, whoever that person is in your life, who's super, super, super important to you, they're coming up like this, meaning that you're making them feel really, really good. You're fulfilling your obligations to them emotionally, physically, financially, everything. You've got them feeling really, really good, which in turn makes you feel really, really good. Makes you feel like the Capricorn you are. Makes you feel like the man you are, the woman you are, the one you are inside. When you're fulfilling all your obligations and making other people happy like this, you really feel great. Okay? However, the heart is hurting, right? Yeah, sure. This analytical, super responsible person, I don't know what's wrong with me talking today, sorry. This analytical person is very happy with how they're able to provide for others. But the heart isn't getting the attention that it needs, is it? And that's what I meant by the opening. You guys are so easy to rely on for the practical that I think a lot of times people don't acknowledge your heart. Or they don't think, is he in pain? Is she in pain? Is this person okay? Sure, they're getting everything done. They're making me happy. I'm good. But it's like once you guys make people happy, they just forget about the rest. It's very rare that people turn around to a Capricorn and say, hey, thank you for all this, but are you happy? How about you? What do you need? Right? So Capricorn's standing at this place in their life where going, yeah, well, what do I need? What about me? What do I value? Am I just going to hang on to stuff just to hang on to stuff? Or am I going to hang on to stuff that I value? Because what I'm beginning to realize is, I value making people feel this way, but how many people are valuing me? Do I need to value my heart more and let go of these other more practical things and think a little bit more metaphysically about my love, about my heart, about how I feel inside? Okay? And the universe is saying, well, whether you want to or not, that's what's happening now. We got to get this done now. And according to, like I said in all the other videos, according to the sky and with what's going on with Neptune, it makes sense. The universe is shaking things up for everyone, including you. Now, interestingly, the air sign has come up in your reading once again in a very aggressive way. So whatever your situation is with this Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or someone who very much acts like an air sign, someone who is very quick of mind but can be extremely jealous under the wrong circumstances, and earth signs have a way of making air signs jealous and crazy. Jealous or crazy, jealous. Now, every time I say jealous or crazy, I have to sing that song. So, this person is still in a lot of pain. This person may not be they may not be caused pain by you any longer. You may not be actively inflicting this pain on them anymore. but they are still in pain. Now, if this is now just a perceived pain from what has happened in the past and what they're unable to let go of, or what their doubts and fears and paranoia still is, it doesn't matter. Because whatever they're feeling here, this could be doubt, paranoia, things from the past, you're trying to make it right, but they're still hanging on. They can't let go of certain things that have happened, infidelities, whatever it may be. This perceived pain now is still making them react as if you were still doing it, which is a really bad way to act with Capricorns. Capricorns don't mind if you get at them for what they've done, but don't you dare try to get at them for something they haven't done. Ho ho. You know, if Pisceans don't know how to set boundaries, Capricorns are the king of boundaries. You know, like I said in one of the other readings, you are the sign which is all fun and games and laughter and charming and social, and you know, as males every woman wants to be around you, as females every woman wants to be you. You guys are that person, and then all of a sudden someone just accidentally crosses that invisible line that nobody even knows is there, and boom, the devil comes out, right? Then the temper is so nasty you wouldn't believe, but you almost never see it. So it's great. But what this person is doing to you here, Capricorn, is going to backfire on them, because they need to realize that whatever you were doing, you're not doing it anymore. And there's no sense of forgiveness here with this person. This person is still very much, the ego is still coloring this reading very much. And I feel like more now for your partners than for you, because you have slowly gotten your ego out of the equation and are really seriously thinking about much more metaphysical things than you usually do. You know, and this is going to allow people, this energy shift is going to allow certain people to come back into your life. This person is still very much already in your life, but this person also wants to come in even closer. And you're just like, you know, I really just don't want to do this anymore. We've been through this over and over and over again, and I'm tired. I'm not living like this. That switch that you guys have, that invisible line, I feel like this month someone is going to flip that switch or cross that line, and you guys are just going to be like, cool, you know what? I have better offers. I have better things waiting for me. I have better work stuff going on for me. I have better school stuff going on for me. I have a better future that I'm seeing for myself. And you know what? I know that the world is mine. I know that the world is going to give me what I want. Right? Sure, there's a little ego involved there. But this is you being like, you know, there's a time and a place for everything, and I really do as much as I possibly can for everyone around me, and I'm not going to get stepped on for it. If nobody wants to acknowledge that I have a heart, if you want to leave me out in the emotional, you know, cold, in rags, if you want to make me feel like this inside, like I'm all by myself when it comes to how I feel, fine. No problem. You're not the sign who's going to go running, crying. You're not the sign who's going to get on a Scorpio video and tell on haters. You're the sign that calls in the middle of the night and says, yeah, the haters are bothering you? Turn off your, make your comments only so you can, they can only be viewed after they're approved. Problem solved. Go to bed. I'll talk to you tomorrow. You're that sign. That's how you deal with others, and that's how you deal with yourself. And you're very comfortable with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know best how to deal with yourselves. You guys are highly integrated. You know who you are. There's not much gray when it comes to what a Capricorn thinks of themselves. You guys know you're dope. Okay? And this is you saying, yeah, I'm not going to be super egotistical, but I am going to retain my ego somewhat. Okay? You are, after all, the devil card. Ego incarnate, right? I am still going to be like this because, you know, when I act like this, when I'm all in my feelings, you people don't act right. So fine. Especially this person. This person's just not acting right anymore. Yes, this person has legitimate hurts. Of course, I'm acknowledging that. But if you keep judging Capricorns by what they've done instead of what they're doing, Capricorns are very in the moment present, even though I said they hang on to stuff. But the way they hang on to stuff is very different, for example, than like a Virgo hangs on to stuff, where they can almost live in that emotion. For you, what you hang on to is you remember how people made you feel about a certain thing. You remember how people judged you about a certain thing, and you learn from it. You're like, okay, I'm now adjusting myself based on what you've done, right? And you micro adjust constantly to make sure, that you retain a position of power. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Personal power is a beautiful thing, and Capricorns have a lot of it. So what happens now is that these people who have wronged you, these people who have not taken into account your feelings, they're going to start rushing back at you. Is that a good thing? Or is that a bad thing, that all of a sudden you're super magnetic again? That you're going through this thing where you come out of a rut and feeling like maybe nobody liked you and nobody wanted to be around you and nobody wanted to date you and nobody wanted to be your friend and people were lying on you and people were, talking behind your back. You go from that quite suddenly in November back to this. Okay? Now going back to this, watch out everybody else, because you're back in your element. Finally, things start to loosen up. Finally, things start to move. Money starts to come in, right? This poverty of spirit has also been a poverty in terms of money, right, Capricorn? Money has been stalled a little bit. And what I'm saying to you, like I say to everyone that I do career readings for, because that's obviously what this is turning into now, is that when your love energy or your heart energy is not in sync with your authentic self, your money energy dries up pretty quickly. So here's another card of change, bottom of the deck, death card, change. So Capricorn is being asked very seriously, the way you guys like it, to let go of some of this stuff where people did wrong you, where people are still accusing you of stuff, but don't let go of it for them. Okay? Do it for you. Do it so your money life and your love life and everything can get back on track, because what the universe is saying is, we got you. We got you. It's cool. All that stuff you've been waiting on, here it is. Take it. The whole world supports you in it. Yeah, we got you. It's going to be great. Let all this, loosen this up. Shake this off. Shake it out. That's cool. People don't care as deeply about you as they should, and they act like jerks and they come running back to you when they need stuff. That's cool. You know who you are. Obviously, you know who you are. Every time I've done a Capricorn reading, whether someone is calling about a Capricorn or they are a Capricorn themselves, this card pops out of the deck. You guys know who you are. And this reading is really about saying the past few months, maybe you've been doubting who you are. The past few months, maybe you've been thinking, maybe I am really messed up. Maybe this person that I hurt really is valid in all the things they say about me. But now you're starting to wake up to the fact that, wait a minute, you know what? I'm not that bad of a person. And this person on some level really does need to let this go. And I'm getting so tired of feeling this way that if you're watching this for a Capricorn and you've been acting like this, I'm telling you, they're going to leave you if you don't cut it out. Because they're done with all this. There's only so much of coming for a Capricorn's head like this that they can take before they really hurt you back. Okay? And generally, the way they hurt you back is they just forget you exist. It's not deep enough to a Capricorn to address it. They just move right along. Okay? So direction, Capricorn, this month finally picks up. Money finally picks up. Work finally picks up. And the only thing that I would say that you should be doing all the time is keep note of it. Keep track of the fact that now that your energy is changing, all these people who didn't really care about your feelings, all these people who would rather have, acted like your feelings don't matter and took you for granted and hurt you repeatedly, even if it was in small ways, but it adds up for you guys. It's the small things that actually add up for you guys into the big things. Why didn't you put the milk away? Why didn't you do the little practical things you should do if you knew I was going to be home late? If you loved me, you would do those things. I have a very good friend who told me once, a Capricorn friend who told me once, love isn't a word. Love isn't an emotion. Love is doing things. Love is an action. Love is a verb. Put the butter away. That's love. Put the milk away, pick up the kid from school, do the things you need to do, like I do the things that I need to do. That's how you show me you love me, right? But then what's happened is, sure, that's your version of love, but in the past couple of months, when people have treated you that way, you've been like, but I also want more than that. I also want people to care about my feelings. And that's kind of uncharacteristic for Capricorn. So you've been a little upset, you know, because you're like, why all these people, other people get to have so many feelings? And everybody acknowledges them and feels sorry for them and boo-hoo. And here I am with the weight of the world on my back, doing everything for everybody. And nobody's stopping to be like, well, how do you feel? So you've been a little pissed about that. You've been a little, you know, in your feelings about that the past couple of months. And now you have kind of the culmination of that where you finally, the reason you even went through all this is because the universe was trying to ask you in so many ways, what is it that you value? What is it that you're going to hold on to? And what is it that you're finally ready to let go of? In your friendships, in your partnerships, in yourself, in your own personal growth, right? And because this is the energy now of shaking this off, you know, this wheel is going to turn. You got to let go of this stuff, okay? There's lots of people here who would love for you just to stay in this space so they can keep piling stuff on top of you and you'll just keep taking care of it. And the universe is like, no, enough. Everybody, you know, the universe stands up for everyone. It doesn't let people get treated badly over and over and over and over again. At some point there is a reckoning and the universe says, enough, the wheel's got to spin now. Stop it. Stop treating them like this. So this person, this air sign, you got to cut it out. Cut it out. You got to cut it out. I know you're hurt. I know you feel the way you feel about what Capricorn did. I got it. But if you actually love this person and you want to stay with them, stop doing this because they will leave you. It's time now for them to bounce if they want to. Work is going to go well. Money's going to go well. They're going to be more in their mind again, not so much in their feelings in the same way. And so once they get back on track, like I said, all the Capricorn needs to do is pick a direction and they go whoosh, and they are gone. Okay? So November looks really, really, really good for you guys. I'm very happy to see it too because you've had some hard readings lately. It hasn't been the easiest time for you the past couple of months. So now here we are. I keep saying of, but it's not. It's 12 doors to the soul. Okay? So we're going to look in this book. We're going to do a little on-the-spot divination, see what comes up for you guys. It's worked very well so far. I can't wait to get my hands on more books or I Ching stocks or whatever I'm going to do next month. It's going to be super fun. Just keep it interesting for you guys, you know. All right, so let's see Capricorn. Rebirth chart. Okay, interesting. If this were a true case of reincarnation, there should be a relationship between all three charts. There is much more that could be said, but I will point out only a few interesting points. Interesting. Rebirth chart. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You get to begin anew. You come back now. You dealt with the betrayal, the hurt, the pain, people taking you for granted, all of it. You fell under the weight of it. It might have even broken you. But now, we emerge like the phoenix. We are back, and we are back with a vengeance. We are back to ourselves. Okay? Fantastic. Fantastic. Every time I use that book for a moment, I'm like, ooh, I hope it works. And then every time it does, I'm like, yeah! All right? So it looks really, really good for you guys. Like I said at the end of the other reading, I would just like to put this in there, that I received this mala from Shinshaya Jewels. It's a woman named Cynthia, who's a friend of mine, who made it for me, and I have had enormous benefits just psychologically and in terms of my energy since I started wearing it, and it's just been a fantastic tool, and I use it even in my meditations as almost like a rosary, like I read my mantra on the beads. So it's worked fantastically well for me, and it's I don't know, there's something about wearing crystal like against the skin. You know, I usually wear it when I'm not doing the videos. I wear it like in inside. So like I can feel it against my skin, and it like mixes with my skin and my body temperature and like heats up a little bit. So I find it to be very, very healing. I've experienced enormous healing since I started wearing it. So it's good stuff. If you're feeling like you're really, really hurt and you just need a little something, you know, that you can physically hold on to, like medicine, like energetic medicine, I would suggest checking her out. She's a wonderful person, and her work is fantastic, and it's all, you know, made by hand. So I'll link her in the description box below, and also I'll put my email in there. So if you guys want personal readings this month, you can contact me through that email address. Having said all that, the Capricorns that I have spoken to in this past month have been wonderful. You guys are strong in a way that gives me so much inspiration. I find so much of my strength in my personal life, in my work life, from my Capricorn comrades. You guys really are the rocks on which I stand, and you mean so, so, so very much to me, and I have an enormous soft spot for those whose feelings aren't always taken into account. So for that reason, I think I love you more than most. Okay? And in case there is somebody out there who is dealing with PTSD from being abroad and being at war and having, you know, been to Iraq or Afghanistan, if there's anybody out there who has children who are being bullied and they don't know what to do, whether it be because of something physiological like autism, or just because they can't seem to cope with the environment they're in, or maybe you've moved, whatever has happened, if your child is experiencing this fish out of water thing, or is getting horribly bullied or something where they don't want to go to school and they feel bad all the time, please email me, please reach out to me. If there's any way at all that I can help, I will. I run a charity where I work with kids all the time. I'm very good with children. I have a child myself who's 9 years old. So I will go out of my way and make time to, without charging anything or for nothing, just to talk to these children and talk to the vets that you know, or who, you know, people who are going through this. I've also started offering this for ex-police officers, because there's a lot of police officers who are now dealing with extreme PTSD. So as an empath, it becomes very easy for me to help them, because a lot of what PTSD is people not understanding how they feel. It's kind of impossible, if you haven't been in the situation, to understand what it feels like physiologically for your body to start ringing the 10 alarm bell just because somebody's car drove by, or because lightning struck or something. It's just very hard to explain to someone who's never been there. Okay, so I haven't personally been there, but because I have this ability to pick up on how you're feeling and see what you're seeing and see your thoughts in my head, I am incredibly effective at helping. So please reach out to me for that, and thank you. Thank you, Capricorn, for being you. I know you guys have had a lot put on you lately, but it's coming back around. It's coming back around to you, and you deserve it. Okay? I love you guys. I'll see you next month.